Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Sagittarius July 2023 Illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot reading for soul illumination. So hi, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lauren. We're going to be taking a look at the energies for the month ahead. We're going to be looking first at what you're bringing to the table, Sagittarius. Then we're going to be looking at a theme for the month and what Spirit's really asking you to take a look at and embrace so that you can overcome a challenge or a block and really open yourself up to a certain area of abundance or a blessing that wants to come in for you. So let's jump right in. Let's see what's going on with you, Sagittarius. I hope you're all having a wonderful month of July. Up here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're jumping right into summer, which has been a lot of fun so far for me. I hope it's been for you as well. So we have the Queen of Swords and the Star. There's an element here of you, Sagittarius, getting very clear as to, I think, internally what the star represents for you this month. This can be looking at your external energy, really what Spirit's asking you to focus on with the Four of Swords. This can be a month where you really, there's a truth revealed. This might be a month where you might feel a little more reflective, one where there might be some things that come up that make you realize what you have to be grateful for, but also there might be a change in a story for some of you around a kind of dream or a hope. And there is a element of maybe a shift, a rediscovering of a truth within yourself. Now, why do I say that? Because with the Queen of Swords and the Star, the Queen of Swords she's the storyteller. She is someone who understands what she's gone through. She understands what she's survived. She understands all the lessons she's learned. And then this card represents how we share to others about ourselves. So if someone was to ask you about your story, your life story, who are you? How far have you come? What are the challenges you've faced or the blessings you've had? This is how you choose to tell your story, how you view your life up to this point. And with the star coming in, the star is that kind of great dream, the guiding hope, the North Star kind of principle when you think about it in our life, that feeling, that wish, that dream that kind of keeps pulling us forward. And there's something here around a truth, a telling of a story maybe, and there might be, because this is your internal energy, there might be this kind of revelation of maybe a change in what the star is, or getting very clear as to how you can start to express what this dream is or what the guiding principle is in your life. Maybe you're actually, with the Four of Swords, being asked to almost do like a whole life review. The Four of Swords is what Spirit's asking you to embrace. It is a card of reflection. It's a card of rest, actually, and can be one of rejuvenation because, as you see here, there's a night in repose. And he is contemplating on the three swords on the wall, which are not his. They are swords that have been given to him by others, and these represent the wounds that we carry with us, the burdens in the mental space that, when someone tells you something like you're not good enough or you're not lovable or you're never going to achieve this, it's those little kind of pinpricks in our brain that keep jabbing us. And so he's reflecting and resting and allowing these three swords to remain on the wall when he gets up. And he walks away with just his sword of new truth, new clarity as to who he is. And there's a feeling here of there's a direct correlation between this sword and the sword that the Queen is holding here. And you notice that she's holding the sword and she has her hand outstretched open because she is here to tell her story, but she is open and receiving to hearing the story of others, but from a way where she's not going to take their sword with her, if that makes sense. She holds her sword of truth prominently and is not afraid to share from that place. She also holds it in a position of authority and maybe even somewhat of protection when we think of that. She's not going to sit here and allow others any longer to wound her, to give her the swords to carry that take away from her own story or truth. Now, your underlying energy here is the Nine of Cups. Beautiful energy. It's a card of a lot to be grateful for on an emotional level, but this card can also represent having that one last big wish, that one last cup that would round out your entire experience to make it the Ten of Cups, which is kind of getting a chance to emotionally feel what it would feel like to experience a little piece of our vision of heaven on earth. And I always feel like these two cards, the Star and the Nine of Cups, can be tied together when they come in like this, because there's this feeling of realizing that, reconnecting to that dream, reconnecting to that guiding principle, and kind of making that wish on the star, so to speak, to have that dream come in for you. Now, below that, we have the King of Pentacles and we have the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups can that be a little bit of an illusionary energy, one where we are kind of looking. It's an energy where we can feel like we have so many options and we either don't want to choose one because we're afraid that what if we choose the wrong cup, that it might not be as fulfilling. Or it can be one where we are just overwhelmed by all of the options, and so we kind of just stop and we don't actually go out there into the world with our cup and start to experience, is this cup going to be the one that makes me feel happy? Is this the cup that's going to make me feel happy? And there's a sense here of, with the King of Pentacles, for some of you, there might have been a feeling of maybe not knowing where to. I always look at the King of Pentacles as almost like the business owner, or someone who is very strong in their skills, either in the workplace or in their ability to prioritize their time, their energy, their money. And there's almost this feeling of, for some of you, not really knowing what to do maybe with your talents in that realm. It's almost like looking at going on, some hiring platform like LinkedIn, and you're sitting there and you're scrolling through all of these potential job opportunities, and you're like, I don't know. I have no idea where. I guess I could capitalize on this part of myself, or I could capitalize on that part of myself. And there's something that's coming through here, Sagittarius, about that maybe there's been this feeling of not knowing quite where your talents can best be suited. But there's, I think here, a realization of a dream that what gets us out of the Seven of Cups energy, which is it worth it for me to choose this? Is this the right one for me? Is realizing, well, what do I want out of that experience? What is the dream for me? And it's strange, I'm getting this feeling that this is more around maybe a work environment and maybe less around a relationship, just because of the King of Pentacles coming out here. But there is something to be said that maybe for some of you, you're reviewing, how you want to utilize your talents. And how do you do that? Well, you get in touch with, what is that star? What is that dream principle within yourself? What do you want to experience from what you bring to the table? So this could be, something along the lines of, yes, I'm great at doing a lot of things, but ultimately what I've always wanted to experience was working for myself, doing X, Y, and Z, capitalizing on a passion that I have. Or it could be something along the lines where you realize the dream is to be able to work remotely, and that you can travel freely around the world, and you're not tied to a 9-to-5 desk job. There's something around that. And with the Four of Swords coming up, this might be where maybe there's fears coming up around admitting this to yourself, because that change could mean that you actually have to change career paths, or you have to leave a job you've been in for 25 years, something along those lines. And with the Three of Swords, something could be coming in that is kind of poking you from the past. So like somebody who said, no one no one can go out and make money in that way, or no one can go out and have the ideal job. You just have to work, put your head down and work. It's those kinds of things. And it's this realization of like, well, wait a second. I know how strong I am. I know what I've been through. And I know what my guiding principle. The thing with the star is that it is truly unique to us. When we think about how many stars are in the sky, countless, literally. It's mirroring how countless our unique, individual, how all of us, every human being from the time we first were created to this moment and to, hopefully millions more years in the future, that every single human is an individual, is a unique little, what do I like to call it? There's always that term now, and people are like the anomaly or whatever it is, it's like that, where each one of us is truly unique. So our vision of heaven is truly unique to ourselves. Our star, our dream is unique to us. People can have similar aims, but how we actually want to experience that emotionally will be different for each and every single person. So keep that in mind, that what your dream is no one can tell you that it can't be or that it's not right for you, because that's the beauty of our life experience, is that we each get to do something different or differently, or we each get to show how we can expand on something that other people maybe, like there's an element of kind of trailblazing coming in here possibly. Now, the Prince of Wands is the Knight of Wands in this deck, and that is your energy, Sagittarius. There you are. You are the spiritual adventurer, as I like to see you. You are kind of meant to go out there and have fun. And here's the star again. Yeah, in search of your star. That really is your whole, as having Sagittarius as a main placement in your birth chart really speaks to having that energy to live from a place of passion, but almost from a place of experimental passion, meaning you're constantly looking for ways to utilize your passion and for new things that through direct experience, because the Page of Wands is someone who goes out there, right? He's moving constantly, and he's experiencing new things. When he sees something that might be of interest to him, he's going to go do it and see, do I like this? Does this light my flame? And if not, or if it does, then I can, make a judgment there. Do I continue to do it or not? But it's also allowing you then to be able to kind of spread that. I've heard some people call Gemini the honeybee of the astrological world, but I like to look at Sagittarius as the true honeybee, that you are the individual who's meant to go out there and try new things, and kind of then every time you try something new, you can bring your past experiences and share that with other people to say, yeah, I tried that too. And, this was my experience. And maybe I can blend these two things together and make something new out of them. And so there's something here. Now, this is your main challenge, though, which is interesting. Your main challenge is actually embracing your own energy, embracing your energy to kind of just go out there and experiment. And there's something here around really that's blocking you from really being able to, I think, allow yourself to experience this dream, this guiding principle, this thing that you so want to bring in for yourself. And with the Prince of Swords in the heart of the reading, this is the Knight of Swords. This is what Spirit's asking you to really embrace this month to help you come out with a more firmer sense of truth and clarity around yourself, your story, and what you really are hoping for in your experience to come. Because the Knight of Swords really speaks to sharing your truth, going out there and speaking. It's actually a card of Gemini, and it is one where we go out and we practice what it feels like to truthfully tell our perspective. Now, sometimes that can, a Knight of Swords can come across as blunt. It can come across as someone who kind of just truth bombs. They run in there with their sword blazing, and they're like, "This is my truth. This is my perspective." But I think for many of you, there needs to be that sharing. There needs to start to be speaking from that place of what you want, of what your guiding principle is. The star, there's also a feeling too sometimes of really getting, back in alignment with what we want for ourselves. This can even be like our spiritually guiding principle, where you start to speak on how you see your life experience and your place in it, and ultimately what you want to get out of your life experience, right? Now, with the Prince of Swords or Knight of Swords, we have the Two of Swords directly after that. And I think there's a decision here. The Two of Swords speaks to not being able to make a decision because you can't see which truth is more in alignment with you. And I get the feeling here with the Magician coming in at the very end and the Nine of Cups. Now, this is the abundance. This is the magic that wants to come in for you. The Magician and the Nine of Cups is beautiful energy. This is the energy of opening yourself up to your own magical potential. But there's like a feeling here of, do I admit this to myself? Is this really my story? Is this something that I can share with others? Or am I going to kind of keep this all inside and not go for it? There's something here around going for it. We'll see what else wants to come up as we get some clarifiers. But we have the Nine of Wands as your secondary underlying energy. And the Nine of Wands speaks to really looking at how far you've come, how much you've undertaken to get to where you are, to really own that. Now, it can also speak to a card of burnout. The Nine of Wands is so for instance, when you think about the Prince of Wands or the Knight of Wands, which is you, it would be very difficult for the Knight of Wands to go out on his adventure and to start just doing some fun things out there if he's carrying a big pack of wands on the back of his horse. So there's something here around really looking at where you might be burned out, honoring how far you've come, that yes, you have survived all of these things that have come your way. But there's also a feeling here that there might be a 10 of wands somewhere that might come up here that is, it's time to put down a burden so that you can go out on the adventure again, so that you can get back out there, to get back in touch with your star, to get back in touch with your guiding principle and what you really want to bring in for your experience, and to start to share that, and to make the decision to share that, to make the decision to speak on that, because that's what's going to help you bring in and open yourself up to your own magical potential, the Magician and the Nine of Cups. Now, the Magician also harnesses Gemini energy. So you have a lot of Gemini energy coming in here, which means you could also have Gemini very strong in your chart. And you could be asking, Spirit could be asking you to really rely on the gifts of wherever your Gemini placement is. So for those of you who know your chart, you could look into there and see, what house it sits in and what it's specifically pertaining to. But otherwise, this is just really asking you to start to go out there. Like these two individuals, the Prince of Wands and the Prince of Swords and the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, this is someone who's going to go out there to have fun. They're just curious. They're the curious adventurer. The Knight of Swords is someone who is not going to hold back from sharing their perspective. So there's a sense of going out there, meeting new people, sharing your truth, making the decision to lean into a heart's desire, that wish for your star, and to kind of get out of this Seven of Cups of, is it worth it for me? If it's a dream in your heart, it is worth it. I'm just going to say that. That's what we're here to experience. We're here to just live our life. We're not here to live other people's lives. And if there's a dream that's continually kind of poking at us, then that's our dream. And no one should hold you back from that, including and most specifically yourself. So let's go ahead here and see. Let's dive into this Prince of Wands. We have the Ace of Coins. Yeah, there's a potential for something new there, Sagittarius. with the Ace of Coins, that is a new seed that could ultimately become the 10 of Pentacles, which is a legacy, or it is an element of inheritance or wealth. So yeah, with you kind of embracing your energy again, embracing the adventure, embracing going out there to just try new things, there is the seed of a new start for you, a new potential. And the King of Pentacles, that might directly tie to this King of Pentacles energy, a new way to make money, a new way, a new job. This could be where you are being asked to go out there and just start doing what feels good. And so you just, maybe you no longer, 9 of Wands, the job you're at has burned you out. You can't stay in that 9 to 5 anymore. And so you're just going to take another job, not because you're going to sit here and overanalyze it. And it's just to simply say, I'm going to try it out. I've always wanted to work for a job that had this kind of experience. So I'm going to start to apply for that. And there's something here where you might find out all of a sudden, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm going to, after being there for a month, this is awesome. This is the start of something new. Or it could be something where you simply start to go out and pick back up on old hobbies maybe. And all of a sudden you realize, like, for instance, this is actually a real story. My husband, one of his acquaintances from high school, actually, after college, ended up joining, I think, like a kickball league or something, like one of those just for fun leagues. He had such a blast doing that he decided, now he's part of the LGBTQ community. He decided to just, and this was many years ago before, that community had as much infrastructure as they have now and support. And this was like, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. He just decided to focus on creating intramural sports leagues for people in different cities that were part of that community. And it became such a big thing that it's not only his full-time job and a business for him, but it's something that's allowing him to travel, to meet new people continually. And he's created, from something that just was like for fun, just a hobby, just to meet new people, he created a business for himself to capitalize on his own talents. And it's been very fulfilling for him. And I think it's one of those stories where it's like, wow, that's really awesome. So there could be something like this coming in for you, Sagittarius. And with the Hermit coming in, this is the energy of allowing your soul to shine. There's an element here of also really kind of getting back in touch with your own magic again, getting back in touch with what you uniquely have to shine out in the world. Now, the Star and the Hermit are always directly linked, because what the Hermit speaks to is that with the Star, we can sometimes have the illusion that the Star is outside of ourselves, that something we'll never achieve. The Hermit realizes through his introspection that the Star actually lies within. And the more we radiate out that star energy of our guiding principle of the dream, the more that we speak to it, the more that we shine it in our lantern and we use it to light the way, the more we are embodying the star and bringing the star down to us. So it's kind of this connected experience. So there's something here around with you going out and just trying new things again. You have the opportunity to capitalize on something that really speaks to, again, the magic that lies within. Now, with the Star, we have the 3 of Coins. There's a feeling here of, when the 3 of Coins comes up, it speaks to collaboration. It speaks to, we build it stronger and faster and better together. And with the 8 of Wands, this is fast movement. This is let's get up and go. So there's something here around for some of you. There may be, the Star might embody the feeling of wanting to build something for you. Maybe that's part of the reassessment, is realizing, I want to collaborate in this way. I want to join this group. I want to find other people maybe who want to build this. And because the 8 of Wands can also speak to quick communication. This could be, I'm going to start sending emails out there to see if people want to join my team, kind of thing. Or I'm going to start to go on LinkedIn and, whatever, get and obviously this is not a plug for LinkedIn. I just happen to use that a lot in my life experience for jobs. But there's something about that here that maybe it's time to start communicating. It's time to start to put out those feelers. And it's time to start to get it going. I mean, with the Eight of Wands, this is like the train has come to the station. You can get on and shoot forward with it or not. So for some of you, this may be a month where maybe what's causing this whole scenario to take place is you might have a communication from someone who reaches out to you that says, I would like to build this. Would you like to sign on? And this could be that opportunity to say, yeah, I'd like to try this. Now with the Knight of Swords here, the Prince of Swords in the middle, we have Two of Wands. Two of Wands is choosing a new direction. It's kind of looking at, well, where do I go from here? And then we have the Three of Cups, which I like. So there's something to, I think for many of you that you're making a decision to go in a different direction. Three of Cups says it will be supported. It's a sense of community coming in here as well, celebration, but it's also sharing. So this is speaking to the new direction. This could be like saying, okay, guys, I've said yes to signing on to a new project at work, and it's going to take me around the world. I have to actually live in Japan for 4 years while I finish out this massive undertaking. Give me something like that. And it says it will be supported, that if you share, if you speak to this, there will be others who will celebrate with you, who will be there to support you. This could be like saying, you know what, guys, I'm leaving my 9 to 5 and I'm officially starting my own business. And again, there's an element of feeling that there will be others who will celebrate that. They will be there to support you. Okay, let's see. Now, if this is not pertaining to work, I just really got that feeling coming through. If I'll say the star for you is, I really want to have the home and the family and a partner, something along those lines. And the King of Pentacles could be looking at that almost more from like a legacy perspective, but bringing it into the emotional sense where it's like, I really want to have a certain level of abundance in my life because it's my dream to have the 4-bedroom home in a neighborhood and then the family that comes to fill that. Well, then that's also something to admit to yourself. So if that's really what you want, you're aiming for, then this could be like going out there and officially buying the house and saying, you know what, everybody, I gave up my fancy condo in the city and I bought the home in the suburbs and I'm excited about it. It's a dream of mine and I'm finally a homeowner. It could be something like that, and it will be something that is celebrated. Now, with the Two of Swords, we also have the Two of Coins. Both of these cards speak to decisions. And then we have the Queen of Cups. So Two of Coins is one of kind of juggling. We're juggling our day-to-day experience. It also means that at any given time, we're always having to prioritize something, right? We can choose to go to the grocery store and buy the groceries, or we can choose to stay home and give ourselves a meditative rest. It's always like we're juggling that. Do I do something for myself? Do I do something for others? Do I, whatever. But it can speak to, especially when we're looking at Two of Coins, of what do you want to prioritize? This could actually be where you do have this new opportunity, and instead of kind of sitting here and trying to juggle, this would be like wanting to start your own side business, but you're still trying to do your 9 to 5 and trying to do your side business. And it's saying maybe it's time to focus on one, what is truly more in alignment with who you are and your truth and your guiding principle, the dream. What is the wish? And with the Queen of Cups, this is unconditional love. This is truly that kind of mother archetype. It's self-care. And I do get the feeling that for some of you, this is asking you to choose the option that is more in alignment with what you need now. That true self-care. This is the card of Cancer as well. So for some of you, you might be juggling something with a Cancer if you have a Cancer in your life, or you might be juggling Cancerian energy, which is, again, the energy of the mother. So that could also be something coming through here too for you, Sagittarius. If you're juggling being a parent, and you're trying to find a way, though, to start something new for yourself. Or this could be that you are, having to make a decision that's going to impact someone else in your life. But for a general reading, I get the feeling that it's more about you're juggling your own self-care, and you're trying to sit here and figure out, how do I prioritize things that get me out of the Nine of Wands energy, which is burnout and feeling like I can't go out and have fun and reconnect with my own magic and collaborate with others and bring in this heart's dream. So there's something here on really, it will help to clear out this kind of indecision of, do I choose this or do I choose that, by focusing on what is healthy for you, what is loving for you, what is truly part of your own self-care. And that will start to open the doorway to, okay, if this is more in alignment with myself, or this is a healthier way of being for me, then I can lean into the dream. I can lean into the heart's wish, and I can really unleash your own magic here. That is the beauty and the blessing that can come in. And therein, you bring in that heart's dream because you're sharing your magic. Okay, let's see. What wants to come out for those two cards? What does Sagittarius need to know about the Magician and the Nine of Cups? Yeah, this might be hard. Like I think for many of you, you've made the decision. You see the way you want to go. You want to share it. But I think for some of you, you're afraid that it might affect maybe someone else in your life. Okay, so that's a lot of cards that came out here, but two specifically, Strength and the Seven of Coins. Yeah, that says, for me, there's a little bit of a feeling of, I just heard keep going. So for strength is the card of, just that, right? It's having this kind of Leo courage of continuing to go, kind of pushing down that more maybe animalistic nature within us, and really just buckling down and saying, okay, I'm going to move forward with grace. I'm going to have this internal strength, and I'm going to really do a truthful evaluation of what I have in the physical, and I'm going to lean into that dream and keep going with this. The Seven of Pentacles is when we are asking ourselves, is it worth it for us to continue to invest our time, energy, or money into something to continue to grow? It's also a chance for us to get to a place where we can stop and really reflect on exactly what is in the physical, meaning we get to look at truly our return on our investment, and is it something that we are happy with? And we want to keep putting energy towards it. We want to keep building on it. Or is it something where this needs to be an adjustment? And this is obviously going to be very personal to each one of you. Only you can make that choice. If you stop and you look at this and you say, I have X, Y, and Z in my life, and I know that if I can take this new pentacle, this new opportunity here, I can actually add this pentacle to the seven and take it up a notch to the Eight of Pentacles, which then is mastery. It's perfecting something. It's bettering a skill set. And it gets you closer then to the Nine of Pentacles, which then is financial independence. It's a chance to really kind of enjoy the abundance you've created for yourself. So there's an element here with strength in the Seven of Pentacles, or Seven of Pentacles or coins, to really be honest with yourself and take a look at what you have. And for some of you, there may be a chance to walk away from something that is no longer, again, this could be like you're looking at your condo in the city and you're like, I don't want to redecorate this place one more time because I don't actually even want to be here anymore. So then it would have to be, well, what's the dream? The dream is to live in the 4-bedroom home in the suburbs with a family that maybe doesn't exist yet, but might someday. And there's something here about admitting that to yourself, admitting the Nine of Cups to yourself, that that's what you want. So you say, you know what? I'm not going to spend the $10,000 I was going to spend to update the kitchen in my condo. I'm going to then take the money I have in the bank and I'm going to put a down payment on a home. So there's something about that. And then that home becomes the ace. It becomes now the new thing that you build on, the new seed that you build on. Now, for others of you, this could be literally that this is, again, a side hustle that you've been doing for some time, and you're like, okay, I want to leave my 9 to 5. I'm ready to announce I'm doing this. I'm going to say, who wants to sign on and help me build this better? And yeah, I'm looking at my 7 of Pentacles. I'm looking at the foundation. Maybe I've created the website. I've, found a location to actually open if it's like an actual business like that. And you know what? I'm going to go out there and do it. I'm going to invest in this, and I'm going to have the strength to say, why? Because I've always wanted to own my own business. Why? Because I know that this is channeling my magic within, because it's in alignment with something I love to do. Just like that example of my husband's friend. There's something around that. So it'll be different for each one of you. You'll make the decision of either to walk away from something and utilize the 7 of Pentacles in a new way to start to have something fresh come in, or you will continue to build on something that you have already built a foundation for. Okay, your third underlying energy is the 8 of Pentacles. Wow, I can't make that up. So yes, committing. I did get the feeling a little bit of I heard it, somebody said, keep going. And it's true. The more we keep going at something, especially if it lights our fire, that's where we get to this, the 8 of Coins, the 8 of Pentacles, which is, again, mastering something. I do always love the image in this specific deck, because when you think about it, this individual could have just been, again, kind of piecing together each one of these pentacles, but suddenly now the shape of it is all coming in to view. And there's something about that maybe you were just working on a little bit of this and a little bit of that, but now all of a sudden, as you do a point of reflection and review this month, you realize, I see the bigger picture, and I see now the move I have to make, the choice I have to make. And that's why you're really being asked to embrace this energy of rest, of reflection and review, and to get very clear as to what this dream is for yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to pull a energy oracle card here to see a little bit more into the month for you guys. So what does Sagittarius need to know about the energy for the month ahead? Okay, so we have, oh goodness, that's quite a bit. That was like 5 or 6 cards. I did see the Angel of Strength in there though, which is the Strength card. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that feels a lot more in alignment here. So we have the Sun. Beautiful card. It also, this card, yes, it does directly correlate to the Sun card in the tarot, but for me, it also speaks to the Ace of Cups as well, because you can see this individual is in a cup, and it's like all of the things around her are all the things that emotionally connect her to her life experience, just like the Ace of Cups represents that for ourselves. It's what is in our cup individually that allows us to emotionally connect to our life experience. And so she has, like a book up here. There's a musical instrument. There's a baby actually hanging off the side. There's a floating fish. It's like all the things in her life that she loves or wants or dreams. There's a feeling of that being illuminated for you, a feeling of realizing what's in your cup, not what's outside of you that might make you feel a connection to life, but ultimately, what do you want out of your life to feel connected? What do you need to experience? And there's very clearly that it will be illuminated for you here this month, Sagittarius, which I love. Okay, and I also like that this is the number 1. So just getting back to the I, getting back to, again, you. What do you need? And there's the Knight of Wands again. You need to be you. You need to go out there and have fun. You need to go out there and try the things that light your fire. And the Star. Okay, well, we can't make this up. So these are officially the 2 most important cards on the table here. The Star again and the Knight of Wands. For many of you, there's a sense here with these 2 cards coming up like this, that the dream is freedom. Freedom in a way that whatever that it means to you. Whether freedom to follow your passion, freedom to follow your heart, freedom to, and again, this could be freedom in your work environment. This could be the freedom to travel, the freedom to just simply be able to have enough time in the day to pick up on hobbies and passions and go see that concert and do this. But there's something about that it's time to get to recall your flame and to recall a sense of adventure in your life. And the star is directly linked to you embodying that freedom, embodying doing what feels good. Okay, I'm going to pull a Power of Surrender card before we pull our final card for the reading, Sagittarius. Let's see, what does Sagittarius need to know about where they need to surrender this month? Oh, I love it. Wow, this is such a positive reading for you guys. It says surrender to success. You are ready to experience abundance. Don't look back at previous roadblocks or difficulties. Leap into an exciting new world of possibilities. And who better to do that than the Knight of Wands? He is the person, or she is the individual who is going to leap into the new with a sense of optimism and passion. Love that card. So surrender to success. Yes, keep going. Or yes, keep chasing a dream. And if that means, we didn't get the Eight of Cups here, so I don't really feel like you're walking away from something. I feel like you're just making the choice to move towards more of what lights your passion, what feels like fun for you. And again, this may be embracing something you've been working on the side for a while. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's get a final card here for you. I'll read the excerpt in the book that comes with this deck, and then we will say goodbye. So what does Sagittarius need to know? Okay, oh, I love it. It says the Pink Rose of Lady Nada. It's number 29, one of my personal favorite numbers. It breaks down to the number, master number 11, which is really the gateway between what currently is and what can be for us when we courageously walk through that doorway that Spirit is opening for us. And that usually involves an element of change, and that can be scary. But there's that feeling here of in this image of walking forward. And then we even have the Two Cups, which is beautiful. It's that kind of bringing in your cup and the cup of Spirit and the rainbow. I mean, this is just a really beautiful image here. It's like you're walking towards a new path for yourself. Calling in that star. So it says, you are in the midst of a heart healing, a healing of the fears and anxieties that have held you back from enjoying your full magnificence. Lady Nada is here with all her gentle power, washing you in soft pink light. All anger, fear, sadness, bitterness, disappointment, and hurt are soothed and loved into peace. She brings you a sign of your future blossoming into deeper love. The Pink Rose of Lady Nada is a spiritual gift from higher guidance. It brings love, healing, strength, and compassion to your heart. You may be burnt out or feeling anger, fear, depression, chronic fatigue, or compromised wellness. That would be the Nine of Wands right here. It says, perhaps your heart is so tired that you struggle with compassion fatigue, finding it difficult to care, even though your nature is one of deep compassion and kindness. And that's kind of mirroring the Queen of Cups and then the Four of Swords here. Reflecting on what you need for yourself so that you can get back to being able to give that to not only yourself but others. It says, or perhaps you have put your heart and soul into something or someone and feel your efforts have been cast aside or taken for granted. Perhaps you are processing a great loss. Whatever the reason, Lady Nada has come to comfort your soul. Your pain will pass and your suffering will be alleviated sooner and more gently than you might expect. The pink rose of Lady Nada unfolds as an energetic gift, gently pulsing with love and beauty within your heart chakra. It brings you comfort, gentle emanations of divine love, and reassurance that you are so wonderful just as you are. Lady Nada is saying, how much I like you, dearest child of light, how deeply I love you. I send love and acceptance to you now so that you may come to love and like yourself with all the compassion, kindness, and unconditionality I feel for you. If there's anything or anyone you need to forgive, this gift from Lady Nada will empower you to do so. Your ability to forgive won't make you a doormat for others. It will free you to leave the past behind. So let other people's choices be about their learning rather than your value, and choose to love yourself now. And that's exactly what the Four of Swords represents. Being able to leave the past behind and just really understand your own story, what you've learned, what you're capable of. It's getting rid of all that other mental gunk from other people in there. It says, if you are at a troublesome point in your life, remember that despite the thorns, the rose has an exquisite perfume. It is a powerful and wise soul that chooses a path that has truly challenging moments. But out of those challenges, great empowerment can be developed. Do not despair if you seem far from the light. You are simply traveling through darkness for a time. Your inner light is strong enough to see by even in darkest times, and that is the Hermit here in the star. That's your inner light. Still, that time will end soon, and you shall realize exactly how much you have grown through the experience. You will find your way into peace and happiness. Trust in your own light within and the loving kindness of Lady Nada's blessing now. It is enough to lift you into the light of love and peace. I love this. There is a sense here of really, I think, again, looking at yourself, at what you want for yourself, honoring that maybe you have gone through a difficult time with the Nine of Wands, but that time is passing as you make this decision to embrace the dream, the wish, what you want to feel and experience, and doing so within your own wheelhouse, which is going out there to have fun, going out there to follow what lights your passion. And it's saying you are enough, and this is a time of success for you. So don't feel like you have to hide that part of yourself or sacrifice that part of yourself, because it's time now for you to really reclaim that dream, that truth for you, and surrender to success. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all have a wonderful month of July. It looks like it's going to be a good one for you. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, I will see you all in next month's reading for August's Illumination reading. Bye, Sagittarius.